Hello guys, welcome back to the video. I really appreciate you guys liking and subscribing to the channel. It helps me out a lot, and it keeps me going to push out these videos for you guys that you guys enjoy, and anything else you guys want to see, just let me know. But the topic of today's video is to travel while you're young. I know in the last video I talked about saving and investing while you're young, but in this case I'm going to talk about my experience when I was in my early 20s and I was traveling a lot. I think that you should travel while you're still physically capable in your younger years, because when you're older, it's a bit harder to recover from rigorous traveling and just moving all over the place when you're older. When you're younger, it's easier to recover. It's it's just better when you're younger because you're more healthy, you're more stronger, you're just more, your youth is on your side when you're younger and you're traveling. So big advantage there. I think that a lot of people get caught up with working, and then they try to travel when they're older. Like I said, and then they realize it's harder, and they might regret not traveling while they're younger. But if you want to work and if you don't want to travel, then that's fine. That's all cool. But if you're younger and you're thinking about traveling, then this video is for you 100%. I want to give some insight and experience about my time traveling when I was younger. I would travel throughout Europe, mostly Eastern Europe, which is where I'm from, that region. And I always had a great time traveling. Always met new people, ate new foods, and the food was always awesome. Food was delicious, no regrets. Also, there's more social gatherings when you travel in your younger 20s, more social interactions. I think it's much easier to talk to people, and there's a lot more time to sit down and chit chat with people. For example, you can go out midday, grab a coffee with your buddy, with your friend or friends, and just sit down for hours on end, just having a laugh, chit-chatting. And I know it sounds ridiculous and it's counterproductive, but when you're on vacation and you're traveling, it's you gotta live a little, you gotta relax. So yeah. And then another thing I would say, it shapes your personality, traveling does, because of the different people you meet and the different areas you travel to. You get a sense of like all the different cultures and different personalities that people possess. So it's definitely a fun time, as long as you're with the right people, as long as you're doing what you want. At the end of the day, you do what you want and you make the most out of your time while you're younger, because you don't want to get older and just not and say like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that, but like you could have done it when you had the time. So yeah, traveling was always awesome. And I've also traveled in the States, to many different states here in America, two different types of traveling, States versus Europe. I would say that I enjoyed traveling more in Europe just because it felt more free and it felt more peaceful. And yeah, I want to mention some places that I've been. I've been to Austria, Slovenia, Croatia, Serbia, Montenegro. And when I was in Austria, specifically in 2017, I was at my cousin's house and with his parents, and we would just travel around locally wherever we want, whenever we want. And I just remember the beautiful scenery, the mountains, the landscape. The scenery was truly A1, and those are things that you'll never forget, and you'll always have in the back of your mind, like, oh man, like those times were awesome. And you always want to cherish those moments while you're in that moment. And also, when you look back, you're like, wow, I'm glad I did that, and I have no regrets. So yeah. And then I have other stories about when I was in Croatia. Great stories while I was in Croatia, but I'll save that for different videos. But yeah, there's so many different advantages of traveling while you're younger, and I think that a lot of more young people should take advantage of it, and not think too hard, because I think if you think too hard, then you're already like missing the boat. You're not even going to do it if you're thinking too hard. All you got to do is just pull the trigger and buy your ticket, get on that flight. You're only one flight away to going wherever you want, wherever it may be in the world. But I'm just talking specifically about my experience traveling in Europe and traveling in general. Traveling is awesome, and I didn't need a lot of money when I traveled. I didn't have a lot of money at the time, and you don't need a lot of money when you travel, at least when you're in your early 20s, because you can just you don't need too much money to travel, just to get around. You'll be fine as long as you have some money in your pocket. You'll find your way through and your path. So appreciate all the support. Thank you for liking the videos. Thanks for subscribing to the channel, and I'll keep making these videos for you guys. So yeah, again, thank you guys for everything, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.